everyone, it's Justine and I'm celebrating the Suzy Stamps December release, and I'm going to make this quick card here to show off one of the sentiment stamps that are now available. I'm going to start off with a piece of 11 by 4 1/4 piece of Nina Solar White cardstock. It's already scored in the middle, which means a fold line in the middle at 5.5 inches. I'm going to be using my Misty to stamp my card out, but you can use any acrylic block or stamp press to make this. Today I'm showing off the World of Reality stamp from Suzy that's being released this month, and I'm going to be showing off the Butterfly 3 stamp from Suzy Stamps that was released, I believe, last month or the month before. I'm going to place this on my stamp press, and as you notice, I actually have the foam still down on my Misty, so naturally you would take the foam out because this is a cling stamp, but it's stamped just fine, and I didn't really notice that it was actually too thick for the stamp press until I added the butterfly. So I'm just inking it up using Versa Fine Black Onyx ink, and I am placing it down onto the bottom of my card, and I get a perfect stamp impression the very first time. Next up, I am going to start stamping the Butterfly 3 stamp, and this one here, there's 3 different butterflies that were available in the release. That's why it's called Butterfly 3, so check out the other 2 because they're very pretty as well. And I'm going to stamp this first one using Sunshine ink from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to do sort of a gradient tone, so I'm not going to wash my stamp after using it, and I'm just going to add the orange peel directly on it. But before I do that, I'm just going to cover my image in white perfect pearls, and then I'm going to just continue my stamping, and then I'll wipe off the excess when I'm finished. So inking up now with the orange peel stamp from Simon Says Stamp. I'm going to do the exact same thing with the pearls. I'm just going to grab some, because I put quite a lot on the first one. I'm going to grab some of the perfect pearls and spread them over. Then I'm just going to wash off my stamp this time, and then I'm going to add the dull pink stamp or ink from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to stamp that a third time right next to the sentiment, and then cover that one up with the Perfect Pearls ink Perfect Pearls powder as well. The next thing I have to do after making sure that the powder is all over my inked images is I have to lift it up, and then I'm just going to brush off the excess using my Perfect Pearls brush that I was just using. So I'm just going to go just quickly over the stamp, and you'll see that it just clings to the ink and nothing else. But in order to settle the actual powder, you need to spritz some water into the air and kind of wish your card through it. So I'm using my mini mister, and you can see I'm just sort of in and out with the cardstock so that it doesn't warp and doesn't get too saturated with water. At this point, I decided to cut my card base, and I cut it down to 5.5 by 4, and the reason why is I'm just going to add it as a 3D panel to a card base. I just wanted to add a little bit more interest to this card. So at this point, I obviously needed another card base, so I cut it out at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches, and then I added some washi tape to act sort of as a patterned paper, and wrapped it around the right side of my card. And then I simply added some 3D foam tape and added this card panel that we just made to the front of the card. I think that washi tape really made the colors pop and just added to that shine of that card. The last thing I wanted to do was just add a couple of white doodlebug sequins. So I'm just using my Pick Me Up tool, and I am going to just dunk the sequins into some glue and then add them to my card. This makes for quick and easy placement once you get the hang of the tool. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Check out the link below for to check out the new release from Suzy Stamps. On the first of every month, she has free shipping, even international, as well as a 10% discount. Here you can click to visit my blog and supply list. You can click on the right to subscribe to my channel, or you can click on the moving video to check out another Suzy video. Thanks for watching.